What up everyone, it's your boy Xmanny87 here bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Deadpool Wave Strong Guy Build-A-Figure Series David North aka Maverick action figure review. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. I got my entire wave from one of my local comic shops, Rebel Base Comics and Toys in Charlotte, North Carolina, but if you want to get your hands on the wave, I'll have a link to BBTS in the description below so you can place your order. Now with that said, going to hit you with another 1-2 punch episode of the Uncanny X-Manny story time, and then we'll take a look at the figure. Enjoy. Christoph David Nord, aka Maverick, created by Jim Lee and John Byrne, and first appeared in X-Men number 5 titled Blowback in 1992. Maverick's story starts off pretty tragic. Christoph was born in Germany as a mutant and grew up to become a soldier. He was forced to kill his wife as he discovered she was an undercover KGB spy who caused an ambush of Soviets, killing his Black Ops squad mates named the Cell 6 in Italy. As she died, she told them that their unborn child is now dead with her. Having lost everything, Nord became the perfect soldier, becoming so cunning and deadly, which got him recruited by the CIA, who offered him to move to America and land a spot in Team X, then changed his name to David North. Team X consisted of several mutant operatives that the CIA and Weapon X used for experimentation and Black Ops missions. Team X went on a mission to retrieve a device called the Carbonadium Synthesizer, only to be attacked and defeated by Omega Red. Logan ended up retrieving the device and handed it over to North to stash away, as he did not trust it in the hands of their superiors. This device became the reason why the two had so many run-ins with Omega Red, who never stopped trying to take it back. The CIA now disbanded Team X, and the agents were captured by Weapon X for test subjects. When Wolverine went on a murderous rampage, escaping after the adamantium bonding process, this allowed North and others to escape. Unfortunately, North lost his powers, but that didn't stop him to continue working as an espionage mercenary and took on the name Maverick. Maverick almost died catching the legacy virus. He was approached by Elena Ivanova, who needed his help to track down Sabretooth for killing her mother. After another altercation with Omega Red trying to take back the Carbonadium Synthesizer, Maverick's heart stopped and died for a brief minute. Elena revives him by using her psionic powers. Maverick's powers are back and more powerful than ever, waking up with extreme energy blasts as the virus gone into remission. He later becomes Agent Zero when the Weapon X program was revived, but that's a story for another time. As for powers and abilities, he can absorb kinetic energy from any impact with his body, taking little to no damage. He can convert that energy into heat beams to force concussive blast, or increase his strength up to tenfold. Maverick sports an airtight power suit that contains a few minutes of oxygen should he need it. An artificial boost to his armor, multiplying the kinetic energy of anything hitting him, thereby allowing him to absorb more power. Wrist-mounted needle launchers that sends electric shocks and carries an array of weaponry, including pistols and rifles of many kinds. Along with these abilities, he has healing factor, super strength, agility, and is an ultimate killing machine of weapon mastery, unarmed combat, gadgets, tracking, espionage, and marksmanship. In other media, Maverick appears in the 90s X-Men animated series and the 2008 show of Wolverine and the X-Men. In merchandise, Maverick was part of the Toy Biz 90s X-Men action figure line. Hasbro's first take of the character was in the Wolverine Origins 3 3/4 inch toy line, and now makes his debut in the Marvel Legends 6-inch line. Maverick died in Wolverine issue number 166, titled The Hunted Conclusion, and has appeared in a total of 318 issues. The look of this guy just has badassery written all over him. He looks fantastic, and we're looking at 100% newly sculpted figure, and my god, he looks phenomenal. So definitely want to give you guys a full frame look right here to get a look all around, because there's a lot of stuff going on with this guy, lots to cover, so we're definitely going to take a close look at him right now. So taking a close look at the head sculpt here, it just blows me away. This is Maverick to the T. I love the hairstyle. They gave him like a Jim Lee influence, I could definitely see here. And just the faceplate alone, really digging this faceplate. You got the glossy faceplate, and it has the M painted in yellow right there, so that looks really, really good. And you got the red painted eyes. Really like that glossy faceplate. Just brings it to life. So good. And then, you know, you have his this whole power suit has a lot going on. So right here, the whole like whatever apparatus this is, and the tubes connected to the backpack. You got the oxygen mask right here. It's a separate piece, so it just rests on his neck, collar area. And you know, when you're doing photos, just gotta watch out, because this will move. So, you know, an instance like this, you know, it'll definitely go off-centered. So just make sure you keep it between the bandoliers he has right there to keep it in place, because it'll look awkward if you're taking photos. You know, if he's looking straight and it's like right there, it looks like he's getting choked. The sculpting on the mouth came out pretty good too, just as I remember in the comics. Love all this new sculpting we're getting, man. And look at the tubes right here. I love how that connects from the head to the backpack right here. And they're pretty pliable and flexible too. So don't worry about it hindering any kind of neck movement, because as you see, I'm moving it left and right and it's not pulling, you know, his head back. So that is really good. As you see there, moves up no problem, and down you're just gonna have to work with this oxygen mask right there. But just, man, this makes me happy. Love when you could get the aesthetics right and not hinder any type of articulation. So looking at the backpack right here, it is a separate piece attached to this harness. So his whole power suit right here, again, newly sculpted. You got nice design, you know, those little Jim Lee lines going on. It's got the bulky shoulders. This suit came out so freaking good, man. The arms right here. And as we're taking a look at this, you'll probably see this being reused for some future Reavers down the line. I could totally see that. But yeah, as you can see, there's just new sculpting on every area. Love these sculpted parts, man. And I like the gold color too that we're getting here. You know, it has that marble effect, but that doesn't really bother me because I always think that should resemble a shiny kind of metal. So his suit is supposed to be shiny, so I have no problems with it whatsoever. You got the design painted there in black, so that looks good. Yeah, even though I thought the hands were reused, but they're not. See the seam coming down right there? I could be wrong, but I'm for certain that they're new. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, everything else is brand spanking new. There's another trigger hand on the other side as well, and they all have that up and down hinge. Again, I really love the gold and silver mix. Looking at his chest, the harness right there, bandolier, whatever you want to call it, that is all attached. This whole piece goes all the way over his shoulder to the back to the waist here. So this is all connected, starting from here, and there's a slight gap right there, but that could just be on mine. So it's not removable or anything like that, but interesting how they did it, and I think it was captured really well. Again, I'm just overall happy with the execution of this design. And you get an upper torso swivel right there. You get more sculpting like a strap. And he's got these two black straps that goes all the way down and hugs under his crotch to his butt. And it just looks like some weird ass suspender thong. As we're looking at the straps, he has a pouch on the left side right here. And then on the right side, he has a holster for his guns. And this looks really good. Nice texture on them. For the legs, he's got his brown pants, and they got some nice wrinkles to them too, so that's pretty cool. And then you get the silvered armored parts on his leg, so that looks good. More marbling going on, so again, resembles a nice metal. Looks like he's wearing knee highs here, but it's not. It's just the way the armor is designed. And the paint on the legs look really good, man. It just makes me happy that there is a calf swivel as well. And the feet are new. I thought these were like Silver Samurai or Strife reused, but they're not. They're actually new. Yep, says 2020, so they're brand new. And one thing about the ankles here, I like the sculpt on them. Again, they try to keep it accurate as possible with Maverick, but when you do execute the ankle pivot, this part right here, this little circle bit, whatever it is, this will kind of not hinder, but kind of interfere when you're posing with the ankle articulation, because you will feel some friction. It's not a big deal or anything. You'll get over it. I'm just letting you know you're going to feel a slight pause when moving it, but you'll be fine. Now taking a look at his accessories, he comes with two submachine-like looking guns, and this is straight out of the comics. My god, this looks so good. When I was a kid, I thought this guy looked so cool, and I always loved his guns because they had this futuristic stylized look to them, and it fits the way the character looks. And if you look at this gun, it looks like it has a handgun style right there, and those magazine clips from the SMGs. It looks like it's right here, so it does look like he has two magazine clips right there. So that's really cool with like this sort of extender. And overall, I just like how it looks. It looks so freaking cool. And it's cool to have a new looking gun in the line. And another new gun we get is this other stylized SMG looking gun. And I feel like the style of gun they were going for was from the 92 Jim Lee trading card. He had this similar looking gun, you know, not the exact same, but I could see where it drew inspiration from. Anyway, this gun is best to fit his holster, so you could just slide it in like so, and that goes in smoothly. If you try the other one, it is not so smooth because of how wider it is and those two magazine clips. You could get it, I mean, you just have to pull this out a little further and push it down, and there, it is doable. It's just gonna look a lot more bulky right there. Looking at it from afar, not too bad, but I just prefer a more sleeker look, so I prefer having the other gun on this holster. And both guns fit in his hands perfectly, so this looks so damn cool. Also, I don't know if you want to count the oxygen mask as an accessory, but if you wanted off, you simply pull his head, bobble, 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 and take that off. You don't have to worry about it getting in the way all the time, and doesn't look that bad either. I like the silver there on the neck with the armor. Again, the silver and gold combo here just looks so good. One thing I wish he came with was blast effects, and I know I may be pushing it and asking for too much here because he's already 100% newly sculpted, and you know, it would have been cool to have blast effects, but if you grab the White Rabbit muzzle effect from her umbrella, you can, if you force it in here, you can get that to fit this gun, and boom, it goes perfect. So yeah, now another reason to buy a White Rabbit figure, since she already has the glider for Red Goblin that you could use. I wanted kinetic energy effects too, you know. I'm still waiting for that day because it didn't come with X-Man, and you know, I did state that you could use the MCU Captain Marvel binary effects, so I did use that in a photo. It's just real tight to get that on. He's had different colored kinetic energy effects in the comics, so I was even trying this, and this is from the DC Multiverse Starfire figure, I believe. And yeah, maybe you could do something like that. Try to be creative, you know, in my accessory segments. I always got you. So yeah, let me know which ones you like from here. Now to cover articulation with Maverick, his head moves up that far, it moves down that low. The swivel, and you got some pivot. His arms move that far up and down all around. I wish he had butterfly joints, that would have been good. You can't move his arms that far in, you know, so that's one thing. The armor is so bulky, it's going to prevent you from doing that. I wish I could move his guns a little closer, but you know, it is what it is. Swivel at the shoulders and at the biceps. Double jointed elbows, bending pretty good. And you got the wrist swivel and the wrist hinge up and down. Upper torso swivels, it pivots real good and it rocks around. And his legs move that far apart, so almost a full split. It moves really high up and really far back, so you could get a full frontward split. And his legs rock around. You got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and oh, no heel to the Maverick, but you got the boot swivel. Ankles move up that far, down that low, and all around ankle pivot. Now for some comparisons, here is Maverick next to his former Team X teammates, Wolverine and Sabretooth. Now just to hit you with some fun comic knowledge facts, Wolverine has mad respect for Maverick. Like during a Team X mission, Maverick completely disregarded orders to leave an injured Creed and Logan behind. So he got cornered by his brother turned Soviet assassin Andreas Nord, who offered Maverick to turn both of them in and he'll let him live. Maverick saved them the only way he could, as he was yet again forced to kill another family member. So for that, Wolverine holds Maverick in very high regard. And if you have Wolverine's respect, you know you are legit. Maverick is another one of my favorite characters in X-Men lore. Next up, here he is with one of his arch nemesis, Omega Red. And I really do hope we get more villains to put up with Maverick like Hammer and Sickle. And finally, here he is next to his fellow wavemate Warpath, who I already reviewed. Now for my on the shelf segment, here is Maverick in my X-Men superheroes display. Alright, and now to wrap things up, my final rating is a 10 out of 10. total awesomeness. Anytime I get a figure from my wish list checked off is a win, and having it to be 100% newly sculpted is another big win. All the new parts are magnificently sculpted and some pretty decent articulation to go along with it. I love the colors applied here. The gold and silver parts of his power suit pops out nicely, making him photograph very well. Lots of separate pieces and overlays on top of the mold, such as the oxygen mask, bandolier, tank tubes, etc. just makes this figure so damn good to look at and overall fun to play with. Adding to the playability are the two guns that he comes with, which looks very comic accurate. One that he can hold two-handed, and happy he has a holster to store either weapon. The overall aesthetic of this figure is perfection. Another top 10 figure of the year candidate for me. So now I kick it back to you guys. What do you guys think of this Maverick figure? Which versions of Maverick would you like to see next? I'd love to see a Team X and Agent Zero version. Comment below, let me know. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. Check out my website, xmanny87.com, to view my photo gallery. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.